welcome to Turn 4 Radio here on AM 740, The Game, brought to you by Daytona International Speedway. Looks like the rain's putting out the truck race tonight for a little bit, though. I don't know. I'm hoping it'll clean up. Huh? Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. It looks like everything's going to go on over there, though, tomorrow as scheduled. The rain's going to move out. Everything's going to clean up. Eventually, we're going to be good. Going on this weekend, though, the Daytona International Speedway is running some great deals. So let me run through those real quick. So anybody out there looking to see if they're going to go out to the track and find their racing mantra, I guess. Tonight, the Nextra Energy Resources 250 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Tickets are starting at $39. Children 12 and under are free with a paid adult, which is awesome. 250 miles of intense racing. Trucks, and the thing with the trucks, Travis, is it's my cohort, Travis Storm. I'm Matt Doolittle. The thing with the trucks is when they hit and blow up, they hit and they blow up.
Oh, that sheet metal goes everywhere.
They just get destroyed. So, yeah, it's a deep impact, and the thing with the back of these trucks is they just hit and they just explode, which is awesome all the time. It's a pretty cool thing. So that's going on tonight. Hopefully, if this rain clears out, but I think it will. Tomorrow, the Camping World 300 from the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Tickets for that are starting at $65. Best drivers in the world, and I actually put down a list of all the Nationwide guys that are going to be running. Well, Cup guys that will be running in the Nationwide race, actually, I should put it. You've got Mike Wallace, Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, Brian Vickers, Kyle Busch, Danica Patrick, Earnhardt Jr. Himself running, Joey Logano, Greg Biffle, and Tony Stewart. And if you want to count this guy as a Cup guy, Paul Menard, from driving the Menards Ford.
See how that worked out for him.
Yeah, so that's going on tonight, or tomorrow, rather. So that should be a good race. And then Sunday is the coup de grace, the race of races,
Super Bowl.
the Super Bowl of motorsports at one of the greatest tracks. I think the Coliseum. I think the closest thing to a modern-day Coliseum. The Daytona 500 Sprint Cup Series. Tickets are starting at $55, which for that is amazing. $55 is going to get you in to watch probably one of the best races you'll ever see in your life. One of the best events, rather, you'll see in your entire life. And the thing is, too, they're starting the races early. Starting at 1, starting at 3 last year, and then with some starting like 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock. No. Starting at 1 o'clock. So you'll be done and out of there you'll be done. The race will be over by 5 o'clock. When you get out of there, that's a traffic thing. So we will see what goes on with that. It's going to be a fun race. It's going to be a fun race. I think the guys have been driving great. So we'll see how that goes. The Bud Shootout was last week, and those are always fun when you've got the guys running out there with the cars that are basically made to be destroyed. I went out there. I don't care cars. I took my girlfriend to her first race.
Oh, how'd that go?
It went surprisingly well. I was very surprised how well it went.
So that was the pretty much the final test, right?
Yeah, it was. It was we went out there. The weather had been all day, so she was like, "It's gonna rain." I'm like, "It's not gonna rain." I was like, let's just go," because the week before I drug her to Gasparilla out in Tampa. And it was miserable. It was pouring rain. Yeah. People trying to throw people off bridges. Chicks with beads everywhere. Slushy fights. It was all going to happen. So I was a little just making sure that everything was going to be okay this week, and just get her out there and let her see everything that goes on at the track. And to take a girl to a racetrack is always kind of,
Especially if she's not real into the racing.
Yeah, if she's not super into the racing in the first place. But it's one of those sports, again, where you have to be there to actually experience it, to actually enjoy it. So for her, it was getting her accosted to it, and getting her ready for everything. So it should be, I don't know, it should be interesting. So Bacon running the board over there.
Trying to run the board,
So
guys.
I think I know what's wrong with our headphones and what's up. You've got our headphones in air.
In air?
I think so.
Okay.
So P1. We're talking radio talk right now. Shop talk.
Trying now?
Nope, still horrible. Killing me, Smalls.
How about now?
Nope, still delayed. Anyway, back to radio. Oh, Bacon. Oh, Bacon.
Sorry, guys. It's only my second night.
Oh, Bacon. I love it. I'll jump back there in a bit. We'll
Come
fix
on,
it.
Ham.
Come on, Ham. Bacon. I love that his security tag says Bacon Producer, which lends itself to enough jokes, but the fact that you're going by the name Bacon. Why are you going by the name Bacon, by the way?
That's just my middle name.
Your real middle name is Bacon.
My real middle name is Bacon. I'm the third Bacon, actually.
Huh. I mean, I've heard of it for last names, but
Nope, middle name.
the sad thing is your name would actually fit in at the track.
It would.
Hey, Bacon, come over here.
That'd be a
Like,
great race car driver name, too.
I mean, Scott Speed, Bacon.
He's a loose cannon.
Scott Speed, Tony Stewart, Bacon. And the delicious crispy smell that you'll hear burning around turn 4 is bacon.
You're just getting sizzled up on by bacon.
Yeah. I love watching. He's fidgeting over here. It's great. He's freaking out. Are you doing that sweaty thing? Are you doing that thing where you get all sweaty? Yeah.
You mean
See, I used to
sizzling?
do that. I used to be over there doing that, and I'm watching this now and just kind of like, I'm enjoying the spectacle. But anyway, this week racing, Bud Shootout last week was great. Kevin Harvick won that, and those Childress cars are looking awesome.
Yep,
Right out of the box. The Childress Chevys are looking awesome.
Those ECR engines,
Yeah.
looking strong.
So-
Even McMurray looks strong in that Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah, and I mean it's amazing what you finally put some horsepower under a guy's foot. What he can do.
Yeah.
He still doesn't look right in that logo though.
No,
He just does not fit that brand. It's like Joey Logano and Home Depot though. It just doesn't fit.
You don't see Joey Logano building stuff?
No, I don't see Joey
Really?
Logano being able to pick up a hammer. He's perfect for race car driving. He's very aerodynamic, but as far as building anything, not so much. It's like if you want to go like sponsor to Who Fits It, Brian Vickers and Scott Speed. I had the pleasure of meeting those guys this weekend at a Red Bull hootenanny. Great guys. They fit the Red Bull brand. You know, they're the little
Yep.
extreme sports sort of thing going on, and that fits them. I guess Jimmy Johnson could fit Lowe's.
He's the corporate image.
He looks like he could build some stuff. Harvick, Shell,
he's
that's
pipe fitting.
generic. Yeah, he's pipe.
Chad.
He's pipe fitting. Yeah, but there's a couple guys that just don't fit any of their image. Well, I mean, the best one is Tony Stewart. He fits Burger King perfectly.
Oh, he's probably there every other day.
He fits Burger King because, I mean, if you've ever seen Tony Stewart, he's kind of a plump man.
And the Old Spice works well too.
Old Spice works because hey, fat guy sweat.
Yeah.
So that fits. And then Office Depot, hey, he runs his own business now.
There you go.
So there's your corporate marketing campaign right there. And the other one this year, or the one that's been around for the last couple of years, is Casey Kane and Budweiser. That's a no fit. Then there's M&M's and Kyle Busch, which generic. I guess that'll work.
Get him in that NASCAR.
Yeah, get him in that NASCAR. It's a fit. So this year, there's a lot of those swap drivers, and it usually takes you about, 3-4 races to finally get caught up with the right guys and who they look like.
Yeah.
So that's always a little difficult. So, but
It'll be a little confusing every now and then when you try to put the guy in with his old car.
yeah,
Like, wait a minute. I even saw who was it this week on Speed? Darrell Waltrip had a couple slip ups. You know.
I think the best one was seeing, who's in the. It was Waltrip, but Martin Truex is getting along pretty well in that same kind of deal.
Yeah.
But Waltrip, I don't know. Waltrip just seems to be kind of half out of it.
Well, I don't know if he was all full. He didn't dive into it the season this year like he would have a regular season, driving the whole season.
Yeah,
You know, he didn't jump right in feet first.
yeah, that was a little weird, but it'll work. So, Bagan, we okay? You can't even hear me. We okay? No. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Figure it out, guys.
Look at you.
It's a good thing now we'll be able to hear a phone call too.
Yeah. Did somebody have to call up and help you out a little bit there?
No.
No?
No, I just figured it out because there's a button over there that says 1, and then there's another button over here that says 1.
Yeah, and you put them all in one,
All in one.
and now you've learned.
I've learned.
And good job.
You guys should, feel, great.
I feel like I can actually hear stuff in real time now.
Yeah.
See, there you go. Travis can hear something. I can hear something. It's a good thing.
And Travis's mic is now
It's
on.
fantastic.
And now I'm not all distracted. I get very because I used to be a board op. Little history in the world of Matt Doolittle. I used to be a board op here at the old CC compound, and my first.
Did you sweat too?
Well, I sweat like crazy because my first night, all hell broke loose, and it was horrible. So I mean, at least it's on the air. I took something completely off the air.
Hey, we're all on.
Yeah, well, I can barely hear you, but sure. Yeah, you don't know.
That's
Okay.
all right.
All right. Anyway, back to the races this week. But Daytona International Speedway, if you want to get your tickets, call 1-800-PIT-SHOP or Daytona500.com, or just go to the track, walk up to the window and say, hey, I need some tickets for Daytona. And they'll give you look at you funny and then give you tickets.
They got that new party deck out there too. That looks cool.
The party deck
right on the backstretch.
The party deck looks amazing. And the thing with Daytona is they're always making these improvements to the track to keep people happy. Like, I was out there for the shootout, and one of the coolest things I saw was this. You know the flag stand, the old school flag stand they used to have? Well, they've changed it. Now it's digital. It's a digital flag stand. So they've got two giant pillars on top that have the color of what flag's going out, like red, green, yellow, checker. They've got that up there. And then it's a digital board with the sponsor going around on it.
Oh, really? I haven't noticed that yet. And
what's great from a marketing standpoint is you could basically sponsor every lap and change the sponsor on it.
Cool.
And I think that's the next step is they're going to I can see NASCAR going into the form of like baseball does now, where they've got the blue square, blue or green square behind where the baseball, the pitchers
the digital
throw.
advertising all
Digital
over
advertising.
the place. Yeah.
I think that's the next step for NASCAR to get
They
into.
advertise on the wall of the racetrack?
Yeah.
That'd be super
change
cool,
the sponsor
though, huh?
all the way around the track the whole time.
That'd be super cool.
That'd be really neat. But they did a lot of improvements to the track. Everything's repainted. Those tunnels that flooded last summer from all the rain, clean, completely clean. They drain them out quickly. It's like now with the rain. People are going to say, oh, it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. We're all going to survive. You're not going to need to canoe yourself out of there. So those races, then they have the duels, which for those of you who don't know a lot about racing, the Gatorade duels set the rest of the field because they have regular qualifying, and up on front for that are Mark Martin and Dale Jr., two Hendrick cars, go figure. And then the other ones they have to run everybody else's position and kick out anybody else who doesn't need to be there. So basically qualifying does no good for anybody except for the two pole winners, which doesn't that kind of mean they should just get rid of qualifying?
But it's kind of cool. It's like the grassroots racing where you race some qualifiers to get in.
Yeah.
So,
but still, they
it's
still
like
going to run the duels.
all these guys that didn't make the race. It's how it is at the short tracks, you know?
Nobody really. I'm going to run through who won the duels and give you the lineup for the 500. But the guys that didn't make the race, there's nobody really notable this year that didn't make the race. Casey Mears didn't make it. Todd Bodine.
Casey Mears had a full ride last year, so.
David Gilliland, Terry Cook, Derek Cope, whatever. Eric Amarola, Dave Blaney, Reed Sorensen, who good job leaving that team.
Mike, he got kicked out. He didn't leave.
He got kicked out for a reason. Mike Wallace, who I've met him a few times, a great guy. He ain't that good of a driver. Or for whatever reason, they won't pick him up to run anything else. Norm Benning, never heard of him, or Jeff Fuller. So those guys are out. So the running order, two guys that won the races to get into the 500 were Jimmy Johnson, and Casey Kane, which both had strong cars in the earlier races.
You know, I'm going to make a bold prediction right here and say that Jimmy's going to win another championship.
I don't know about that. Give us a call, 407-916-8255, 1-800-729-8255 if you're running around, going to the track this week. Let us know what your plans are with the rain coming in. Are you still going to go? You should go. It doesn't matter if it's going to rain because I'm telling you, you're still going to have a good time. They're going to run the race eventually. Like, okay.
It's not going to rain this weekend.
No.
This weekend's going to be cool and clear, and the cooler it is, the faster those cars are going to go.
Exactly. And for you non-motorheads out there, when it gets cooler, there's more RPMs that run in the car, which means they go faster. That's simple enough?
Yeah.
So there you go. They run faster, better racing. The trucks are probably going to go off tonight because when we were driving in, it was clearing out. Trucks will go tonight, Nationwide guys tomorrow, and then the Cup guys on Sunday. And everything's starting early. Everything is going to be, I think it's going to be one of the best racing weekends that NASCAR's had, and they need it.
I think it's going to be great racing too. If you've seen any of the past races this week,
yeah, and
it's back to the bump drafting. It's not going to be like Talladega last year where they all rode around single file.
No, and those races are, okay. I love the sport. Boring.
Dega
boring. Dega was boring this year until Keselowski threw Edwards into the fence. That was exciting, but that's not the kind of racing you want to see.
But the racing you've seen so far at Daytona this year, every lap has been double wide.
Yeah, and they're
two
all
wide, all the way back through the pack.
Well, what was it? The Harvick and Jimmy Johnson duel at the end? It literally came down to the splitter in the front. It was like 5 inches, I think, was the front of the thing.
I think they said 0.006 seconds.
Yeah, so that's a preview of what you're going to have coming up.
The second race was almost about that, too, you know? Casey Kane just edged out Tony Stewart.
So I think there's a great weekend of racing coming up. And then Then there's this little wild card that's been thrown into the weekend. This little flower of a wild card that seems to be blooming out of the middle of the infield and catching everybody's attention.
Danica.
I bet you can guess what that is.
Danica.
It's Danica. Danica.
Hey,
Danica is making her, and I got a whole spiel on that from last week's ARCA race with her to this week that I want to get to after the break. But give us a call, 407-916-8255, 1-800-729-8255, and let us start loading up the phones to talk about Danica. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that have their own opinion about her, whether it's good, it's bad.
What she's there for.
What she's there for, whether it's a PR machine, whether it's for, I don't know, sponsor needing, or whether it's just she's going to be NASCAR's little trophy to roll out there and be like, hey, look what we got. So there's a whole, I've got like 5 different little scenarios that I think Danica's being put out there for. It's kind of for winning, and it's kind of for not. So we're going to take a break right now. We'll come back. We'll talk about Danica. 407-916-8255. You're listening to Turn 4 Radio on 740 The Game. Brought to you by Daytona International Speedway. Welcome back to Turn 4 Radio here on AM 740 The Game. Brought to you by Daytona International Speedway. Just go get your tickets for all the great events going on this week. Tonight, Next Era Energy 250, which was supposed to kick off at 7:30, but I'm sure is going a little late because of the rain. Camping World tomorrow, Camping World 300 NASCAR Nationwide Series, and then the Daytona 500 on Sunday. Scott just came in here. If you all know Scotty Harris, he came in here and attacked me with Joey Logano.
It's a growth chart.
With a Joey Logano growth chart where know what's below, call before you dig, 811 with Joey Logano. Like I was saying earlier, he does not look right in that Home Depot outfit.
He could build anything. Come on.
This is so creepy. I don't know. All right. He shunned me last year at the track. That's why I have a little bit of a towards him.
Yeah.
In his defense, he was about to get
Do you think
the
he's
car.
ever picked up a wrench?
For his own car?
Yeah.
No.
No?
I don't think.
I bet he has.
I mean, he's got to know a little bit. He's a good driver. He's out there. So right now we're going to talk to one of the up and comers in the NASCAR sport. What I like to do with this show now is not only talk the big racers, but I like to give the guys that are kind of out there trying to make sure they get their name out there. And this guy actually, hey Andy.
Yes, sir.
Andy Sice, short track driver, for NASCAR Whelen Modifieds. He actually found me on Facebook.
Nice.
And sent me a message and figure, I like talking to these guys who are coming up in the world of driving and see where they are. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, just grew up in racing and, started when I was 16 at the local short tracks and been fortunate enough to get to a NASCAR Touring Series and been having a ball driving on that series for the past couple of years.
And you're what, 21, 22 years old?
22 years old.
22 years old. Driving around, I mean, is it just the best life ever, or do you wish you'd gone to college or anything like that?
No. I'm absolutely living the dream as far as I'm concerned. I was the kid leaning up against the fence at the short tracks when I was 7, 8 years old, and had some success locally, and just had some great contacts. Met with Riggs Racing through some of my local racing, and they took me to the touring level. Nice.
So besides doing Whelen, which for those of you out there who really don't know about the NASCAR Sub-Series, Whelen is more of like an open wheel sort of racing. What are your top speeds?
Top speed's about 160 miles an hour.
That's still pretty fast for a short track.
Absolutely. We're actually, with the tires, the offset of the car, the motor, the aerodynamics, if you've never seen one, the right side tires stick way out the side. The only stock piece that would be similar to like a Cup car is the roof. And with all the improvements that we have, when we go to Loudon, New Hampshire, we're faster than the Cup cars, and they put restrictor plates on us, so we're similar speeds. When we go to Bristol, Tennessee, which is a very fast half mile, we're quite a bit faster than the Cup cars.
Nice. So have you ever been in any big, like, massive wrecks out there with those? And like, has it left you with any scars or anything?
No visible scars. No,
nice.
Definitely some big wrecks. We've tried to rebuild one car that we had a big wreck after, but it didn't make it. And that NASCAR does a great job with keeping the cars safe. I'll give them my hat off for that. And luckily we come out in one piece.
Are you trying? Obviously you can't. You're a racer. You're competitive. You can't be like complacent where you are. But what do you see like a next step for you? Like, is the truck series something in your future, or are there any deals like that coming down the pipe for you?
Absolutely, and the Camping World East Series or the Truck Series would be a great next step for us. And I'm having fun doing what I'm doing, but absolutely, I'd like to see how I rate up against some of the regulars on the Truck Series, or even when some of the Cup stars go and run there too. In today's racing, you need to bring a sponsor with you. I got some great sponsors on the car right now.
Who you got? Do the. I mean, you're up and coming, so you got to learn the sponsor plug. So go ahead and go ahead and give them to me.
All right, we got Q Racing Oil, Leaf Racewear, Racing Electronics. I bring my own sponsors from up north: Stewart's Automotive, Rockingham Boat, and all in the Riggs Racing Dodge.
Nice. So you got them all down.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you letting me throw that in there.
Absolutely. I mean, the sport's built on sponsors. I mean, that's one of my favorite parts about any NASCAR interview right off the bat is the sponsors in there. It's over with, and they're sipping whatever their beverage company is that's sponsoring them right there in the camera. I think the sponsors are half the fun of the racing.
I don't have an official drink yet, so if there's anybody listening out there, we could definitely figure that out.
There's got to be an energy drink out there for you, because everybody's got an energy drink sponsor, whether it's 5 Hour, Red Bull, NOS, was it Nextra Energy sponsoring the truck race tonight? I mean, that's where you gotta find your niche in it. You gotta latch onto one of these energy drinks.
Yeah, you might be right. It seems like in racing they're popping up everywhere.
Yeah, so there you go for that. So when does your season start? Does it start this weekend, the same as all the Cup guys, or when does your season start?
Nope. The Whelen Southern Modified Tour kicks off. The first race will be at Atlanta, Cup weekend at Atlanta, and our race is on Friday the 5th. So anybody that's out there in that area, I believe it's like 8:30 green flag time after qualifying, and catch some modified action. And
this is where you're really going to see. Is it a lot of young guys? Is it a lot of older guys just trying to hold on to that dream and just because they think it's fun, or is it a nice mix out there?
There's a pretty good mix. I'm probably one of the younger ones out there, but we got some veterans, and I'd like to think that I've earned all their respect. But it's probably a real good mix. You got some guys. Frank Fleming we race against, who's from the old school, but he can still get it done, and some of us younger guys.
Have you ever had any of the Cup guys kind of sneak out there? Because I know we have New Smyrna Speedway here. You ever been to that track?
I have. I won the championship there for Speed Weeks in 2006. I didn't make it there this year, though.
Nice. So you know it very well then.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've heard of some of the Cup guys when they're over here for Speed Weeks. They own all these like smaller teams, especially like Tony Stewart and Ryan Newman. They own these little smaller cars, and they'll sneak into the track. They'll wear their helmet from the hauler to the car, and they'll get out there. Have you ever had any of the Cup guys run with you?
Yeah, they try to do that, but with the publicity that they bring, they usually get busted by the end of the night. But yeah, Ryan Newman, Casey Kane was out there with us last year, Tony Stewart, Carl Edwards. They've all, tried their hand at modifieds, and it's great to run with them and, beat and bang bumpers with them, as you might see in the modifieds quite often.
Awesome. Well, Andy, thanks for calling up. Keep us up to date this season. I kind of want to watch your progress, especially as you're heading towards the Cup level. I want to say we knew you win, and when you're up there, running for Sprint Cup titles, we'll have you still call in, and we can say, oh, remember when he was running Whelans and calling in on Friday nights?
Absolutely, definitely. We'll do that, and that's the great thing about this Facebook, how we found each other, keep in touch, and, hopefully we'll make some news for you. You want me back on the show.
All right, buddy. Give us a sponsor run again.
All right, got to thank my Q Racing Oil, Leaf Racewear, Racing Electronics, Stewart's Automotive, Rockingham Boat, all on the Riggs Racing Dodge.
Awesome, Andy. Thank you.
Thank you.
A good kid.
Yeah.
20. It's so weird that I say he's a kid. I'm 25 and he's 22, and he's running race cars for a living, and I'm doing radio and TV.
A show.
Cool. He's doing the racing. I don't know. That's cool though. And I want to give, if there's anybody out there listening to us on, from the short tracks or anything that want to call in, I want to give you guys a voice. I want you to be able to get your sponsors out there. Plug.
Especially someone local like the New Smyrna Speedway over there.
New Smyrna Speedway. What do we got? Bithlo, Orlando Speed World. There's a lot of tracks that are right on the outskirts of Orlando. So you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Twitter. Matt Doolittle. You can just find me on there. Contact me, and we'll get you set up. Or you can call us right now, 407-916-8255, 1-800-729-8255. So let's get into the Danica talk. Danica. Oh, lovely Danica. Yeah, Bacon, calm it down over there.
My mic works now.
Great. Can't wait. Well, I say that, but I'm scared to death of you. Because if anybody doesn't know Bacon, he's new to the CC family here, and he was a correctional officer at a juvenile detention center.
Yes, I was.
I don't know if you wanted that out there, but I don't care.
That's fine.
I mean, you got to know how to beat up people, right?
Sure.
I mean, you got a couple scars on your head. I'm sure they're from something.
Not from children.
Well, I would hope not. I mean, it's great with Bacon, though. Radio's the only place that you can find a job for somebody that used to beat up kids.
Anyways, allegedly, of course.
Allegedly. But the Danica talk is going on now, and it's always good for NASCAR when something besides a wreck makes big news, makes national news.
GoDaddy's got to be just
loving it,
loving this.
Well, GoDaddy is having a field day with Speed Weeks because not only is the Danica Mania going on with like the highest rated ARCA race that has ever been on TV last week. Danica's all over all the media. She's on. They're showing her on CNN, Fox News, all your local affiliates are probably running.
Guess who's selling the most stuff out there?
Danica.
Danica's
selling.
She's got her own trailer. She's not even a cup driver, you know.
And then they're on Mark Martin's car this season,
of course,
and he's on the pole for the 500. So you've got all these GoDaddy elements. They're ching 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 ching. So expect more dirty advertisements out there coming up. Which are always great. They're always fun. Have you ever gone to the website and seen like the edition?
I haven't actually. No,
they're not. I mean, they try to entice you. Go, oh, somebody's going to be naked. You go, it's not naked. It's something funny. But it's funny. But it's not. You know, when I'm thinking naked chick, I don't want funny.
Of course not.
I want naked chick, not funny naked chick.
She's still in her fire suit.
One was she was in a towel on a bed.
Huh.
That was pretty interesting. But the Danica Mania is going on, and I don't know.
She did all right in that ARCA race. You know?
She did great in that ARCA race, you know, considering that she got spun out, which was not really her fault. Like, you could tell some of the guys are aiming for her out there, unfortunately. Yeah. They are gunning for her, as you would say. So for her, it's got to be a little scary knowing that all this is tensions on you now, and if you screw up, they're going to be all over you. So
plus, it's not like NASCAR has the testing anymore, so she can't get back there and.
So she's freewheeling it. I mean, I can imagine they're sneaking off to some of these short tracks like the Cup guys are doing.
Yeah, the unsanctioned ones, but
and they're testing, but it's not the testing she needs. So I don't know.
Nothing's going to replace that seat time, you know?
No, and it's not. And the press for her, though, has been amazingly good. I've only heard one of those guys on Speed Network, the bald dude I was telling you about on the way in, Travis. It was just being, I mean, it wasn't, I don't want to say.
It was funny, come on.
I don't want to say sexist, but he was just making kind of quirky remarks about, I hope she keeps her fire suit zipped up. Yeah. Like, what? Is that wrong?
No, but you know what? I bet, I don't really watch that show, and I would be willing to bet he makes those comments about everybody, but now that he's saying it about a chick,
it's because
it's funnier.
You got to walk on thin ice with this. Even here, like I today I was thinking about what can I say? Like there's always those double entendres out there about everything she's going to do, because there's some stuff that you say now, like bump drafting, and I don't even really want to say a few of them, you know, like, oh, look at that slide job he just pulled on him. Like, you can't say that. Like, you can't say, oh, look, Carl Edwards just pulled a slide job on Danica. It's going to come off wrong in the media.
Whoops.
Oops. Run away. So there's just a few things that they're going to have to be careful with terminology with her, because she's running nationwide, whether they like it or not. She did great in the ARCA race. She came in, like 7th, I think? 6th. She came in 6th in the ARCA race. So that, I mean, she was going to run nationwide all along, in my opinion. They didn't build those cars and bring them to Daytona for the fun of it.
Right.
It was a PR stunt that, well, sure, won't she?
And it worked.
It worked great, because now she's running. And qualifying got rained out, so I'm not really sure where she's starting. I'll look that up. But she's going to be running at the top of the front of the pack, because like I was saying, she's got a Hendrick car by way of Dale Jr. Racing, or JR Motorsports, or whatever you want to call it. So she's got the Dale Jr. fans behind her. And I saw on Channel 9 today, they were out at Daytona 500 Experience out at the track, which if you've never been, it's great. I took Travis for his birthday one year. I think we broke a few things.
Only a few.
I tried to steal a car. They tasered me. But it's always fun to see, I guess, new fans, like the little girls are now involved with it. Like they interviewed this little girl, and she was saying, Danica's my hero now. And it's like, all right, well, there's some money being dumped into the sport right there, because guess what? The little girl's going to want a Danica jersey.
She's going to be rolling off 15th.
She's rolling 15th? That's good.
From last year's owner's points.
That's good for her. And, party on. And if she does great, good. If she wrecks on the first lap, then is it a failure?
It depends on how she wrecks.
I don't know, because Daytona's such a crapshoot with everybody.
Well, it's a tough track to start at, too, because she's never drafted.
Exactly, and that's tough. So we'll talk about that more, and we'll give you our Daytona 500 preview when we come back. You're listening to Turn 4 Radio on AM 740 The Game, brought to you by the Daytona International Speedway.
This is 740 The Game.
It's like a poor man's Survivor. We're better than you. I have to get something off my chest.
740thegame.com.
I got something on my mind.
I knew that!
You don't got much!
There's a cat and mouse game that goes on.
Are you serious?
Listen live on 740thegame.com. The Sports RX with the Shot Doctor.
Kenny Mayne is our special guest, and he's on 740 The Game. Kenny, I'm in a fantasy fishing league. Would you like to join the league with us?
So are you picking the Bassmaster guys, you mean?
We draft fishermen, and we get points based on the pounds of fish that they catch. Sound like fun?
I'm in a dry cleaner league.
You're in a what?
We're picking the best pressers and counter people, and it's exciting. If you're doing bass fishing, I support it if that's what you like. I've never thought to join a Bassmasters fantasy league.
It is an absolute blast, Kenny.
I'd love to, but I don't have time.
Get your sports fix weekdays at 3 p.m. on 740 The Game.
This just in. Mark McGwire admits to using steroids in 1998. We'd like to file this under no.
This is 740 The Game.
Injured? Call 1-800-MORGAN-LAW. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Join us for a glass of wine, won't ya? 740 The Game presents Wine Stock on Saturday, March 13th at Uptown Altamont. Over 60 wines will be available for sampling. Plus, we'll have live music from Joseph Martins. Tickets are on sale now at WinestockUncorked.com and Wine Styles at Uptown Altamont. A limited number of VIP tickets are available. It's all brought to you by Wine Styles at Uptown Altamont and 740 The Game. Play hard.
Have you heard the buzz about Dan Patrick?
Buzz. Yeah, it's pretty damn good.
Why do you keep screwing this up? Can we try this again?
Yes, we can. I'm going to step out for a minute.
Okay.
Now, Dan Patrick.
Thank you. Welcome to the program. Hope you had a great weekend. And Seton O'Connor is now sweating as he leaves the studio because he's screwed it up.
Is he walking?
This is a big-time radio show.
That's why I'm a big-time producer.
Okay.
Is he going to walk?
Well,
we kind of use him.
Go out and get it done. I'm sorry. I'm going to start treating you guys like Lou Piniella treats his players. Seton's a piece of crap is what he is. He's my Milton Bradley right now. All right, does it sound okay? Is the sound quality good?
Come on, you?
Well, I know my voice, but just I don't know if it's really set up that way that it sounds good.
I think it sounds fantastic.
I want perfection.
It's Dan Patrick.
He's a great, great man.
9 a.m. weekdays on 740 The Game.
They created the position King of Football for Bobby Bowden for next year.
I want to be king of something.
Well, I'm sure that's what they told him. Hey, look, you're not going to coach, but you're going to be King of Football. And he's old. He's like, oh, okay. Okay.
No, because you know what's going to happen, though? They tell him that he shows up to school with a sword.
In the crowd from Burger King.
You know he will. You're like, all right, who didn't tackle who?
Don't know who to tackle.
The Super Duper Sports Show.
Monday nights at 8.
On 740 The Game.
Who needs a radio?
Now you can listen to 740 The Game on your iPhone.
Thanks to iHeartRadio.
I'm
surprised no one's complained about this.
Oh, tons of people have. We get letters every day.
Crazy wild man Romo. Romo, are you a dirty player?
People want to look at the 10 bad plays that I had out of 12,000 and say, man, he was dirty. Man, he was awful. He spit in that guy's face. Hey, I'm not proud of those things, but when you play with reckless abandon, I cross that line.
Romo, you're scaring the hell out of me right now, man. Slow down.
Jim Rome.
Weekdays at noon.
On 740 The Game.
Men, women, and children need your help in Haiti.
The losses that have been suffered in Haiti are nothing less than devastating.
For donations,
responding to a disaster,
please log on to stormaid.com, or you can text Haiti to 90999 for an automatic $10 donation. Thank you.
This is 740 The Game.
Welcome back to Turn 4 Radio here on AM 740 The Game, brought to you by the Daytona International Speedway, where you can get your tickets for, well, it looks like you're going to have a doubleheader tomorrow with the truck race and the nationwide race tomorrow, if this rain keeps up, and Sunday, the Daytona 500 at the World Center of Racing, the Daytona International Speedway. Get your tickets starting at $55 for the 500. Tomorrow, you're going to get 2 for 1, because usually they'll do that. I don't know what the ticket idea is, but that's what it always was when it got rained out before. So I would assume they're going to continue that. Call 1-800-PIT-SHOP or visit Daytona500.com to get your tickets. Don't quote me on that, because I don't want Daytona coming at me asking me for all the money that, people ask for back. But they've always done that. They've always done, if it gets rained out, your tickets for the next day are still good from the truck race the night before. And from what it looks like right now, they're doing pre-race at Daytona, and they've already said that
we ran at 6:30 p.m.
Nextera
Saturday night.
Nextera Energy Resources 250 Saturday at 6:30. So if you're heading out to the truck race, turn around. Or just head out there and camp out tonight, and you'll be there first thing for the nationwide race tomorrow. And you get to see Danica.
Danica crazy.
Oh my God, Danica!
Hey, I'm rooting for her, man.
I want her to do good, and she's under that Jarrah Motorsports banner,
which is a front for Hendrick.
Automatic. Yeah. So tomorrow, the nationwide race, Kyle Busch, obviously qualifying for that got rained out. So Kyle Busch is on the pole, Carl Edwards second, Dale Jr. third, Kevin Harvick starting fourth. Just going down here looking at the Cup. Wow, there's a lot of Cup guys running in this.
It's Daytona. They all run.
Logano's running sixth, Vickers seventh, Casey Kane starting eighth. Where did you say Danica was?
She's running 15th.
Starting 15th. So in the GoDaddy.com Chevrolet. So I mean that, and you know what? If anything, you can say you were a part of history if she wins. Who knows? Who knows? And that's the thing.
I don't know about that one.
But here's the thing with Daytona: it's a crapshoot. Jamie McMurray won the Coke 0400 a couple years ago, man. Like Daytona is a crapshoot. Ryan Newman came out of nowhere to win the 500. Like what?
If she's leading the last lap of that race, they're going to freight train her. They are just going to pull out.
See,
no,
that's what I'm talking about. I laugh bacon. You laugh on that? What the hell are you doing?
Thinking about Danica.
I think we've got a fan of. What do you wear? Like a 3X jersey?
A 2.
Like a 2. Okay.
A slim 2.
To my ass.
Bringing back some Danica clothes.
3, yeah, you know what? I'm going to find you a Danica T-shirt. Yeah, and they make them in those sizes, so
they have to.
You're you know what? You're officially being tagged as the Danica fan.
All right.
You're the Danica
Giggity.
fan in this.
Say Danica one more time.
Danica.
I just figured out how to use all this
I
stuff.
think you're writing GoDaddy's new ad for them, though. You might want to write that down somewhere and mail it to yourself so you can patent it. So when they come out with a new ad, cha-ching!
Late nights at the 740 The Game studio.
Danica Patrick. I wonder if people start calling her Dan Patrick and you want a little bit of that. Hey, Dan Patrick. Oh, crap. But so she's starting out tomorrow. It's going to be fun. And like I was saying earlier, Daytona's a crapshoot. You never know who's going to win. You never know what's going to happen.
Cup driver's going to win this race.
Hmm?
There'll be a Cup driver winning that race.
You think so?
Guaranteed.
You think so, and you hope so, just because you want one of the top guys
half
winning.
Of them are Cup drivers anyways. So.
Yeah, but you never know. So then the 500 on Sunday is going to be another crapshoot, where you've got everybody's in this race. It's one of the biggest race. It's the biggest race of the year. What am I saying? It is the biggest race of the year. Everybody knows the Daytona 500. Kids out in the middle of Indonesia know what the Daytona 500 is. I think so.
I don't know about that one.
At least they know who Dale Earnhardt is, right?
Yeah, everybody knows who Dale Earnhardt is.
They know who Senior is. They know, number 3. I like number 3. So the Daytona 500, it's 1 o'clock on Sunday on Fox. If you're not going to be there, which that's your problem, go there. Race is going to start at 1. Show up at 11. Mark Martin's starting on the pole, which everybody loves Mark Martin. And that's the other one with Danica.
Everybody's rooting for him.
What about when Danica gets that first pole?
Oh, there you go.
There's
there's a whole bunch of jokes
That's
there.
a whole other thing right there. Dale Earnhardt Jr. starting second. Jimmy Johnson starting third. Look at our Danica lover over here. He's loving it. Yeah. He's cracking. Come on, you're supposed to be like a hardcore.
That's right.
Kid inmate beater or something.
I never beat a child.
Allegedly.
Allegedly never beat a child, according to your court documents.
19 of them.
Casey Kane starting fourth. And Jimmy and Casey, those are according to the duels. They won those. Let's see. You got Tony, Kyle, Juan, Clint, and Kurt Busch, your top 10. Regan Smith starting 11th. Elliott Sadler, 12th. Who cares? Just going through here, I'm just trying to pick off the main guys. Jeff Gordon starting 21st. Denny Ham on 25th with that torn ACL, which...
That ought to be fun.
Party on, dude, because when we hit the road courses, have fun with that. Scott Speed starting 30th, who he's in my book as one of my drivers this year. 22nd is Brian Vickers. And then the rest of the field is Michael Waltrip. Did you see Mikey on Speed when Scott Speed...
He looked like he was driving.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm getting in, because he almost wasn't going to get in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's in.
And you know what, though? He's one of the greater...
He's won, what, 2 500s?
2 500s and a 400. You know, his career is defined by Daytona.
So, and he's a good, super speedway driver, so we should see. But, like, Daytona is a crapshoot. Like, I would never bet on the Daytona 500. I would never put money on the Daytona 500. It's because it's impossible to pick who would win. Who would win ever? Like, you would think Dale Earnhardt Sr. would have had, with his illustrious career, you'd think he would have had at least 3 or 4 Daytona 500s under his belt. What did he end up with?
One.
1998 Daytona 500.
But he won everything else there.
He won everything else there, but...
It just took him forever for that one.
But I'm saying it's a Daytona 500. You never know who's going to end up winning, and it's that last lap where everything goes down.
And, Mark Martin's coming up on his... He's running short on time, and he's never got one either.
He's 51, but his hair color is about 3 days old. He looks awful. If anybody out there...
That's why they wear hats, dude.
If you know Mark Martin, well, have him call me at 407-916-8255 in the first place, but then be like, you might want to put this hat on, dude. It's not working out for you.
The dye job?
Yeah, it's a horrible dye job. It's not...
What are you going to do?
I'm not feeling it. But, I wonder if Danica...
Better than Junior's beard.
Junior's beard...
That's another subject,
That's a whole other thing. But I wonder if Danica colors her hair. I wonder. Bacon, do you wonder about Danica's hair color? Do you wonder?
That's natural.
Is she a natural brunette?
She's got to be a natural brunette.
Yeah. Look at you. Look at you over there. You're smitten.
I'm smitten by Danica.
You're smitten by the Is it the green? Is it the fire suit that gets you going?
It is.
Is it the little fire suit going on?
I don't know. It's the helmet.
I wonder if her and Casey Kane could switch fire suits and if she could fit in Casey Kane's.
Gotta be.
I think she's taller than Casey Kane.
She might be. Casey's tall? He's taller than you'd think.
No, he's not.
He's just skinny.
We saw
like
him there
Scotty.
last year, and he came up to almost my elbow.
Yeah, it's true. Well, I mean, I guess they got to be able to fit in the cars, but a lot of them are
Michael
short.
Waltrip fits in the car, and he's like 6'5".
Yeah, and what's Boris said, like 6 foot and then 6'5"
with or without
hair.
the curly hair. He's in the race too, buddy.
Is he?
Yeah.
Good for him. That's where
Said heads.
That's one of the said head. I wonder what Danica's fans are going to be called. Do you Bacon? Do you guys have a name for yourselves? Danica Addicts?
I haven't thought of anything yet.
Patrick Holics?
Patrick Holics?
DP Holics?
Danica.
Oh, Danica.
Just going around in a circle.
You're going to be following her all day. They had that thing for the ARCA race last week where you could go on speed and just watch her. And I thought that was a little creepy. They had the in-cam.
That's the ratings, though.
They had the car.
Did you see any of the practice for the Nationwide Series?
No.
There was, if she was on track, it was on her, period.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's all it's going to be at this Nationwide race. And if she wrecks, they're going to be on her like that. They're going to have so many media around her. They're going to have to pull the Dale Jr. where everybody has to take 10 feet back. They pull that if you're ever in the garage and Dale Jr. wrecks. It's like this. You just see people fly out of nowhere to run over. Like Wendy Venturini, she's running like a marathon to get over there.
Sprinting.
She's sprinting, and I mean that's some sprinting going on. If Wendy Venturini's doing it, what's that one guy that wears the goofy hat? I worry for him, Dick something.
Oh, I know the guy's name too.
I don't know. I don't know. He's always running around there. Everybody knows him. A couple more minutes left on the show. 407-916-8255, 1-800-729-8255. Give us your comments about Danica, the 500. If you're going to the 500, and it's okay to take a girl. It is okay. I did it. We came out successful. I gave her a lug nut.
Wait, what?
Well, when you're down in the pit area,
gotcha.
there's lug nuts everywhere, and I jumped over the wall after the race, and I gave her a lug nut. I think it was off Casey Kane's car. Casey Kane or Vickers. I don't remember. They were just scattered everywhere.
Your buddy Boris is rolling off 38th. In the Window World Cares Ford. I don't really know what that is.
They had $1 million to blow on that sponsorship?
Apparently.
Because they ain't winning. Okay, Travis and I, we've gone over this so many years now. Legitimately, if you're going to go by car quality, driver quality, and just know-how, there's only about 12 guys that actually have a chance of winning a race every week.
Except for Daytona.
Except for Daytona, it's a crapshoot. So, but even then, you got to have cars that actually the engines will hold up.
I'd be willing to bet that it's going to be a Hendrick car.
It's going to be
not
Hendrick
just because
or
not just because-
Childress.
Well,
I mean, the thing is though, this weekend
under the Hendrick brand.
But this weekend, all three cars that have won, between the shootout last week and the two this week, the two duels, 3 different teams, 2 different manufacturers. So you had Casey
good for
Kane.
parity.
Casey Kane won for, was it Richard Petty? I don't even know. Did they merge
the
again?
Ford, yeah.
The Ford with Richard Petty. Yimi Janssen won for Hendrick Motorsports in the Chevy. And what was the other one? Oh, Harvick won for Childress in the Pennzoil Chevy.
Yep.
So it should be a crapshoot.
It's going to be a great race regardless.
Who do you got?
Give me Casey Kane.
You got Casey Kane?
He's going to drive that Ford strong.
Really? You're doing that?
I think he's going to win, dude. I don't want him to.
You
but
whip bastard. What do you got, Bacon?
I got Casey Kane as well.
Oh!
All right, I'm going with Tony Stewart. Go with Tony Stewart. And 740 The Game. This is Turn 4 Radio brought to you by Daytona International Speedway. We're off next week, but catch us the week after. Bye, everybody.